weather watchers. I'm currently out here doing some filming for some educational and rather entertaining bits of material that I'm working on, and I thought what a fitting place while I'm up the north coast in the middle of no man's land, otherwise known as shark bait territory, and let's do an update on Cyclone Alfred. Now, Cyclone Alfred is a fair way off the coast. So for anyone claiming to know where this thing's going to hit and at what strength, they're kidding themselves. We don't have that ability just yet. I'm sure there is a huge amount of fear going on over on the East Coast with regards to this system. And look, that's the world and age we live in. It's disappointing, but it's what we've got to live with. Best thing we can do is push through the nonsense, provide the facts and some calm detail on it, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to have a look at where he's at now, we're going to have a look at the conditions he's in at now, and then we're going to have a look at the forecast conditions that he's going to move into. Maybe we can bring about a sense of calm for our folks over there on the East Coast. Well, I'm sure there's some very, very scared souls right now, and hey, you can't blame them with the amount of information that's out there these days. But if we take a quick, short trip down memory lane, folks on the northwest coast here would know just how often things can change and just how much difference the 11th hour can make with a cyclone track. Remember, we are days away from a potential, and I say potential, crossing. So let's take a chill pill, let's calm down, and let's have a look at the facts. Okay, so starting with the satellite feed, as we always do on this channel, for the last 12 hours, and you can see Alfred moving in that southerly track. And you can actually see, even in the visual satellite imagery, that the cloud formation is getting weaker as he moves into that unfavourable air. So that's essentially what's happening. He's a Category 1 system, producing winds of about 80 k an hour and wind gusts up to about 120 kilometres an hour within that inner eye wall section. So the outer areas of that cloud, folks, that is not where those winds are at. They're all within that central, a rather small zone actually. You can see the overlay here from the European modelling showing a long-range projection later this week of a potential crossing as a weekended cyclone or a tropical low or depression. So a lot of things have to play out there. I'm not even going to entertain this exact tracking. So when you're looking at this track here, and it's showing, yep, it's crossing over the Gold Coast or it's crossing Brisbane directly, I can promise you that is going to change. It might come back to that point, but you're going to see this wavering track over the next few days. So do yourself a favor and take it with a grain of salt, or you're going to lose your mind over the updated tracking maps all the time. Okay, folks, just going to have a quick run over the atmospheric conditions. And as you can see here, where Alfred's currently sitting, this is at the lower levels. You can see where this westerly flow is going to start to come into the picture as he moves further and further south and then comes under that influence. Now, what I wanted to show you is why he's been downgrading down to the Category 1, and that's because, voila, you can see how much wind shear he's now moved into. And you can see the effects of that, which is essentially disrupting his flow. You can see that. It's almost like the wind's having to go around a barrier. So he's been impacted by winds at the higher levels. So that's why he's downgraded. Now, if we take this thing forward to Tuesday, and then even, in fact, let's go to Wednesday, when he's much closer to the coast, or expected to be much closer or right on the coast. Same deal, you can see that westerly flow of winds here, and that's what's going to give him that nudge. Remember we talked about the spinning top? That nudge is what's going to be pushing him towards the coast. And but what we can see here is that expected wind shear is still there through that journey west. There is potentially some pockets opening up where things clear. However, I think time's run out by that. And of course the oceans, which are baseline 27-degree temperatures or whereabouts at the moment, is only just the threshold for a cyclone to even form, let alone giving it further energy for intensification. Okay, folks, look, so to bring this one home, all signs are pointing towards a fairly, let's say, a less severe outcome when it comes to the destruction of a system potentially crossing the coast. So that's a good sign. So hopefully folks listening, watching this can take a little bit of reprieve on that. I think where our attention does need to go, however, so let's assume we had a tropical low or a weak tropical low to Category 1 cyclone cross the coast, which we don't want, but assuming it's the weekend,
there's going to be a lot of rainfall in this, quite a lot. So wherever this thing does cross, and we're not at that point to determine where he's going to cross, is going to determine how much rain falls in what area, and there's going to be a lot. So it's safe to assume that there will be some flooding risks in certain areas. So this is what we have to be probably putting our thoughts and attention towards, and of course that's going to come as we watch this thing progress into its westerly track. So hopefully you took something useful out of that. If you're getting bad, scary information, folks, as I say to our people over here in the northwest, just do away with it. Use your gut instinct. It's probably right. Stay clear of it and just go about your life and just be prepared. And that's the best thing you can do. So I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, providing you some information where I can, and do with it what you will. And we'll check back in again once we've got something to update on. Till then, catch ya.